Yo guys, what's going on? Tenebrous here. Welcome back to another video, and in today's video we're going to be talking about Speed 2 in ranked Skywars and why it technically should be removed. And I know this is going to be pretty controversial for a lot of you guys to accept, but just bear with me. I'll explain my reasons later on in the video, but before we get into that, I'm going to explain why it's going to be kind of controversial. So it's going to be controversial because, you know, Speed 2 has been a part of ranked Skywars for so long that a lot of players have gotten accustomed to it, and, you know, a change of this magnitude would be probably negatively received by the community, just considering how long, you know, players have played with Speed 2, and it's pretty ridiculous how overpowered this actually is. So let me explain exactly why this is overpowered, and it's only overpowered because it's unbalanced, because there's a certain kit called Scout Kit, which gets 3 Speed 2 potions for, you know, 25 seconds, which is incredibly overpowered. They need to either reduce the time, maybe reduce the amount of speed it gives you, maybe reduce it to speed 1, or reduce the number of speed potions. The least they could do is reduce it to 1 speed potion. But pretty much, guys, the reason why it's so overpowered is because technically server side, it does give you a reach advantage. And I'm going to explain that because it has to do with player disposition. It's just like people with higher ping. So let me explain this a little bit more in depth. So say you hit a player, right? And then, you know, say you have under 50 MS and you hit a player, right? When you attack a player, of course, client side, you have to ray trace to the player. You have to be within 3 blocks, right? However, if you have under 50 MS, there's like a 1-tick delay, which means that within 1/20th of a second or 1 tick, you can move a certain number of blocks, and, you know, server side, that's when the hit's going to be registered. So say you attack someone at 3 blocks, and then you move 0.1 blocks away from the player. Now, the player could actually be moving away from you if you're comboing them, or you could just back up, you know, S tap away or W tap if you want to change your velocity going forward. What happens is that the server registers that hit as a 3.1 block reach hit because the player has moved 0.1 blocks in the time it's taken for the server to process where they attacked. Now, this effect gets amplified when you have higher ping. For example, if you had 100 MS, then all of a sudden you have a 2-tick delay, which means you have 2 ticks to either, you know, your opponent to get farther away from you, or you to get farther away from your opponent, which causes the server to register the hits as much farther away than you would be able to get with 50 MS. Now, for example, if you had 500 MS, then you have a 10-tick delay or half a second delay, which means you can actually move for half a second before the hits are registered server side, which basically means that the server, when someone has 500 MS, the server is going to get some wacky reach values for how much reach you're actually getting on your opponent. Anyway, so where does this come into speed? So speed is basically the exact same type of thing as ping, except it's not really focusing on the delay, it's focusing on how much you can move. Now, if you're moving, for example, you know, 5 point whatever blocks per second, the average Minecraft speed, you can only move a certain number of blocks with your ping. For example, 50 MS 1 tick, you could say you can move, you know, half a block, right? Or something like that. I know that's not the actual number, but say you can move half a block with 50 MS at maximum running speed, right? Now with speed, you have a 40% increase, which means that you can actually move a lot farther. So server side, what happens is that instead of getting that 3.1 hit server side, you're now getting these 3.3, 3.4 hits server side because you're able to move a lot farther because of the way speed works. Now, I'm perfectly fine with keeping speed in the game. It just needs to be removed in a certain kit. It has to be removed in Scout Kit, and it's perfectly fine to keep it there. And I would like it to be sort of an end game, you know, second refill item, not an item you get right off the bat. Because if one person gets speed off of spawn and the other person doesn't, that's a huge advantage. And you're going to see in these clips right here, I fought the exact same person twice, and in the second clip, I have speed and I kill him. The first clip, I didn't have speed and he kills me. It's very, very detrimental to playing if you do not have speed. So this is what I propose. Either make the playing field equal, basically make, you know, all players have speed off spawn, or you make speed an end game, late game item in terms of ranked Skywars. So that's pretty much it, guys. Hope everyone enjoyed. Let's try to hit 500 likes on this video, and I will see you all later. Peace out.